With over 400 billion cups consumed every year, coffee is by far the most popular drink around the world. In Britain, approximately 70 million cups of coffee are drunk per day. It is an extremely busy retail business. How would the deaf community find their place in such a fast-paced retail environment, when 1 in 4 deaf people have to leave their jobs due to discrimination?
I've given out my CVs to lots of different places, Sainsbury's, Tesco. I'd had a lot of problems, sent out thousands of CVs, I'm sure, and had no responses. Before I said I was deaf, it seemed that communication was fine, and once I said I was deaf, they seemed to drop me. For example, with the Royal Mail, I had applied for a job with them at my local post. And what they had to do was an interview online, and I was trying to book in advance an interpreter for this so that the questions could be interpreted, but they refused to book one, so I'd automatically failed, and I thought that's not an equal opportunity, so that was very disappointing, yeah.
The community, they are facing more barriers in terms of getting to work. So that's when I said, okay, probably we have an opportunity here to make a difference, to help deaf people to start a career, like our store in Canary Wharf, and they work really well with the hearing partners. It really proved me that deaf people, they can actually do the same job as hearing people.
When I was new, it was only hearing staff working here and me as the only deaf person, and there were a lot of communication breakdowns and communication barriers. Toro could sign, the manager, so I could communicate with him well, but the other staff members, it was very difficult sometimes to make communication clear between us. So Toro started printing out pictures of basic British Sign Language to help all the other staff here learn. And I would help teach them as well, just simple signs about the names of the coffees and different things like that. Then communication started to improve. And now, well, everything's really great. I thought to myself, I don't know how I'm going to cope. I don't know if I can carry on with this job. There's so much to remember. But it's over a year now I've been here, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better. But you have to learn a lot of information, all the different drinks, how many pumps go into each one, different ingredients, how to make the drinks, and now it's great. As I say, when I started the job, I was the only deaf person, so it felt a little bit isolating, and I was just focused on getting my job done, really. And there wasn't much workplace banter, as it were. And I could see sometimes the other hearing staff were laughing and joking between themselves, and I didn't know what they were saying, of course. And Toro would say to me, "Are you okay? You seem like you're not very involved." Finally, there was another deaf person who had an interview here, and when they joined, I started to enjoy the job even more. I got the job here, and I started work. Really, there was Manu was already working here, who was a deaf colleague, so that was nice. He'd been here already for a while. Sometimes we had communication breakdowns, but sometimes we could use pictures and gestures, and it's been fine. I really enjoy it.
WeSignCafe is a monthly meetup where it's open to everyone. It's open to deaf people, to hearing people, to anyone who is interested to learn sign language, and it's also for deaf people to socialize and to have a place to meet. I remember I used to have a customer. I was trying to communicate with him, but it was not that easy. So I said to myself, okay, let's go for sign language and let's see if we can actually improve the communication. And it was amazing to start to communicate, to be able to say a bit more than good morning, good afternoon. Customers that got more interested about our deaf barista, they actually sometimes they just stop, they observe us working together, and they try to learn sign language as well. So when I see that, it really makes me proud, because I feel like, okay, I did a little thing, but it really made a big impact on the deaf community.
Wow, I feel like it's great. There's no discrimination, no one feels rejected, everyone feels welcomed in the team, which is really lovely. There's no, unusual treatment or anything. If we need to explain things to each other and people don't sign, we can write things down. We always make sure each other understand each other. It's nice. And I don't feel like there's any one-upmanship there. Of course, you have roles such as supervisors, and they might delegate to other people, but really, I love rush hour. Maybe you think I'm crazy for loving rush hour, but there's so much going on, and you really feel like you're helping people, and time goes very, very quickly.